preliminary hearing, really that's the beginning. That's where they find probable cause. And then after that is where he would actually plead not guilty or guilty. And then you would have the setting of the trial. So we're still at this very early stages, and it doesn't really signify anything to me other than that they are looking at this is a good time to bring in some additional resources.
The preliminary hearing is in June. It seems like they would really have to get these new attorneys up to speed, which, I mean, there's a lot of evidence we know in this case.
Absolutely. They're going to have to come up to speed, and they're probably all going to be working on different aspects of the case in certain ways. As we know, there's a lot of scientific evidence in this case. There's DNA. We know that there were some scientific evidence that was returned from the search warrants. We don't know what the results were, but we can presume that there's going to need to be some laying of the foundation, so to speak, where they bring in experts to testify, to get in that scientific evidence. We know there have been thousands of pages of disclosures, although we don't know what they are. We can at least see that much. So there is going to be a whole lot of evidence, and it's going to be a coordinated effort from all of these attorneys involved, for sure.
Let me ask you this, because I get this question a lot, Jessica, and even one of my prosecutor friends from another state asked me today, why hasn't there been a grand jury? Why not have the grand jury come in? Because it's my understanding, at least in other states, that you then would not have to have the preliminary hearing. Why have we not seen a grand jury in this case?
We may, and I expect that we likely will. I would not be surprised at all if sometime in May they convene that grand jury. The grand juries, at least in Ada County, they convene regularly and every week, every 2 weeks or so. And so I don't know what the time schedule is like up there. It's a smaller county in Latah County, but they're going to convene a grand jury when they can, and then we won't know about it. It will be a surprise if they find probable cause through the grand jury process. So it's very likely, you're right, that sometime in May, they may have a grand jury set to convene, and they may find probable cause, and then that preliminary hearing will just disappear. It'll be vacated and no longer necessary.
Interesting. And just real quick, since we have you here and you understand Idaho law so well, I want to ask you about the development from yesterday about Bethany Funk. They're trying to get her to have to come and testify at the grand jury. She's in Nevada. Can they actually force her with her being out of state?
I do believe they actually can force her to come testify based upon the Idaho law. It's the Idaho law that applies. I know that her attorney cited a lot of the Nevada law, which apparently is a little different than what we have here in Idaho, but I do believe that they can compel her to come testify pursuant to Idaho law at that preliminary hearing, as they have done. I don't think it's going to change the outcome. I know they've stated that they believe that there's something exculpatory there potentially. Could be very minor. I actually agree with her attorney in the sense that she said this is not a mini trial, and there's no weighing of the evidence regardless of what she has to say. It's going to be a matter of what is the prosecutor presenting, what is their, because all they have to do is show substantial evidence on the elements of the crime, and if they do that, then they've established probable cause regardless of anything that the defendant produces.
And it's so interesting what you say. I haven't thought a lot about it. I mean, if they have this grand jury behind closed doors in secret sometime next month, we may not even, this might be a moot point. We might not even have a preliminary hearing. Jessica Bublitz, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.